NBC 10 News, your local news leader. And now, your Call Sam forecast first with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, generally, shower and thunderstorm activity has been somewhat kind of waning down here, but you're seeing most of it now mainly into Bienville, Lincoln, and Jackson parishes. We also have a couple of pop-up storms in Union and Washita parishes as well. So a little bit of lightning, some heavy rain with that as well. We'll see some break overnight tonight as that sea breeze front kind of pushes out, but then more showers and thunderstorms will be possible tomorrow, even the possibility for some severe weather. That's your forecast first. NBC 10 News at 6 starts right now.
Live from your local news leader, this is NBC 10 News at 6.
A man has been arrested overnight for shooting his son. We'll tell you what led to the incident. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders is stepping down from her White House role and returning back to Arkansas. Hear what the buzz is about concerning her move back to the natural state. And Wisner is driving in tons of visitors. Today we'll tell you the cause that's helping rebuild the town. Happy Saturday, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Gabrielle Pfeiffer. Chelsea Jones is off this weekend. Topping our news at 6, a father has been arrested for shooting his son overnight. Raymond Westbrook is being charged with illegal possession and discharge of a weapon. Morehouse Parish officers say they responded to an altercation with Westbrook and his son. In an attempt to stop the altercation, Westbrook pointed a 9mm pistol at the ground, which in turn struck his son in the knee. He was transported to the hospital. The Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in locating a 13-year-old boy. Deputies say 13-year-old Carl Butler Jr. was last seen in the Hickory Street area of Ruston around 11:30 this morning. He was seen wearing a black shirt, black sweatpants, and black shoes. He also has a Mohawk-style haircut. If anyone has seen him, please contact the Lincoln Sheriff's Office. Authorities have made an arrest in connection with the death of a former Arkansas State Senator. 48-year-old Rebecca Lynn O'Donnell of Pocahontas has been arrested in connection with the case. The body of former Arkansas State Senator Linda Collins Smith was found on June 4th outside her home in Randolph County. Her death is being investigated as a homicide.
Criminal charges are pending. The investigation is presently at a critical juncture, and no further information will be released at this time until we are confident that it will not compromise the integrity of the criminal investigation.
Collins Smith served as state representative and a state senator in Little Rock. And also in Arkansas, Sarah Sanders is stepping down as press secretary, and rumors are swirling about if she'll run for governor. Without even announcing a bid, Arkansas is already talking about it.
I'll try not to get emotional because I know that crying can make us look weak sometimes, right?
When Sarah Huckabee Sanders announced Thursday she'd step down as White House press secretary at the end of June,
I have loved it. I love the president.
a comment from President Donald Trump led to some speculation about Arkansas's gubernatorial race in 2022.
No, Phil and folks, if we can get her to run for the governor of Arkansas, I think she'll do very well, and I'm trying to get her to do that.
Sanders has served as the 29th White House press secretary since July 2017. She's an Arkansas native, Washita Baptist graduate, and the daughter of former Governor Mike Huckabee. Governor Asa Hutchinson says she's earned credibility by her work in this administration.
We think a lot of Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She served our country in a very difficult time, and I know she's ready to spend some time with her family and catch her breath.
Others cite the special counsel investigation as a reason why Sanders wouldn't be an ethical governor. The first volume of the Mueller report reveals Sanders admitted she lied during a press conference. It also says she gave false statements about the president's firing of former FBI Director James Comey.
If we're looking for a trustworthy and a good leader for Arkansas, why would we choose her? There is nothing that we have that proves her worth to Arkansas.
Since the next election is years away, she'll have time to build a campaign and use name recognition to her advantage.
If she would consider governor down the road, I'm sure there's a lot of people in Arkansas would welcome that. I'm thankful that she wouldn't be running against me.
There's a strong possibility that top Arkansas Republicans like Attorney General Leslie Rutledge and Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin could also be gearing up for their own campaigns. And happening today, Wisner is driving in tons of visitors today for its first annual car show. Cars, motorcycles, and tractors from all different eras were out on display, and it's all for the revitalization of the town. NBC 10's Anna McAllister has more on the story.
It was like walking back in time outside of Wisner City Hall this morning. Rides of all different kinds parked down Natchez Street for a special event to benefit the town.
We are here for the first annual Wisner Car Show. Folks from all over the area are showing up to show off their hot rides. All the proceeds from this event go directly back to the town for the revitalization project.
When Mayor Mark McCarty took office in January, he and his team launched the Wisner Revitalization Project. By applying for several state grants, McCarty hopes to rebuild Wisner to the town it was decades ago. This car show, the first major event to raise money for the project.
That money does go to our revitalization fund, of which we're going to use eventually to help restore the buildings and apply it as we can and where needed.
Attendees could vote for their favorite in each category, and the top winners would go home with the gold. There were no shortage of hot rides, and the event was the perfect place to show them off.
That's a 1939 Dodge pickup. It's got a Chevrolet engine, forward running gear.
This is an original 1930 Model A. It's an 8-window. It is totally original, top to bottom, one end to the other.
Belton's 89-year-old ride, one of the oldest at the show. He says events like these will no doubt drive Wisner to where it wants to go.
I think it's going to help, number one, for folks to realize that Wisner is not just a place to drive through.
Reporting in Wisner, Anna McAllister, NBC 10, your local news leader.
Car entries were $25 each, while motorcycle and tractor entries were $10 each. All the money from the entries will go directly to Wisner's revitalization project. Over in Grambling today, the Juneteenth parade was in full swing. Hundreds were in attendance for the annual Heritage Celebration. There was plenty of music, food, and fun for family and friends to enjoy. It was a day about celebrating African American heritage and uniting as a community.
Today means a lot to me, especially within the community itself. I have a chance to give back as a police officer, and it's freedom, and it's our history.
The festival started back in 1865 to celebrate the abolition of slavery. The community came together to celebrate the monumental event. There was also plenty of fun, activities for kids, and plenty of tasty food.
It was rumored to happen for weeks now. Well, it looks like it is finally going down. As it is being reported, the Pelicans are trading former first overall pick Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Now, AD had told the team halfway through the season that he wasn't planning on re-signing with them after this following year, and essentially was trying to strong-arm them into sending him to another franchise. As you can imagine, it was a pretty toxic relationship after that. But finally, New Orleans is getting the deal done. And they're getting a few nice pieces in return for the perennial all-star. They're getting back Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and the 4th overall pick in this year's draft. 3 of those guys are likely going to be starters for the Pelicans by next year.
To stay on top of every news story in the Arklamis, make sure you download the NBC 10 News app. Just search KTVE in the Apple Store or on Google Play. Coming up on NBC 10 News at 6, have you ever had back pain while trying to work in your yard? We'll share with you some tips to make sure you steer clear of a sore back this summer.
And we've seen a few showers and thunderstorms out in the Arklamis today. We'll see more for our Father's Day. Unfortunately, some of those could be on the strong to severe side. We'll talk about what that means for our Father's Day when NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
Folks, this is big. The bigger thing sells better than the interstate. A 2,500 mega cab, 20% off. A 3,500 crew cab, 20% off. A bighorn crew, 25% off. At Interstate Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in West Monroe.
For nearly 100 years,
Entergy has powered our stories.
Stories of hope, triumph, resilience.
1.3 million customers.
More than 5,000 Louisiana employees.
Each one a story.
From rebuilding marshlands
to opening new doors for students.
Entergy ensures that all of our stories shine brighter.
Because together,
we power life. It's the Jeep Celebration event at Interstate. All remaining 2018 Wrangler Unlimiteds, 20% off. A Grand Cherokee, $28,990. A Dodge Journey, $14,990. At Interstate Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in West Monroe.
Randy Ayala and Bodie Brooks. Weekday mornings on NBC 10 News Today, your local news leader.
This is the Durabit of the all-new Chevy Silverado.
That is huge.
It offers a built-in 120-volt outlet. Wow. Plug that in for me.
Oh, holy smoke.
And the all-new Silverado has more trim levels than any other pickup.
Oh, wow.
There's something for all of us.
It's time to upgrade.
Get 0% financing for 72 months, or get a total value of over $8,700 on this all-new Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's a difference you can see and taste. Everyday tap water versus water filtered through the new Chief Water Purification System. Installed in your home or business, this system removes chlorine, chemicals, bad taste, and odors from your municipal water source. No more rain buildup around bathtubs. This system will extend the life of your washing machine, dishwasher, and hot water heater. No replacement filters, just a water hose to backflush the filter to keep it clean. It's a clear choice. Call your local distributor at Ken's Coffee Service today.
NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
With summer just around the corner, many of us are busy sprucing up our yards, but hauling mulch and planting can take a toll on your back. Dr. Thomas with the Cleveland Health Clinic says it's smart to start slow and ease into yard work. Yoga or stretching can help warm up muscles before heading out into the yard. Being flexible and having good core strength can also help the body better tolerate outdoor cleanup activities. If you know certain types of activities trigger back pain, modify work to avoid re-injuring yourself. He says people often get hurt doing more than their bodies are able to do, so it's best to ask for help instead of overdoing it on your own.
You may want to consider massage as an option. That's more for soft tissue. It really doesn't help with the deep down disc injuries. You can also consider things like yoga, but again, use good body mechanics. I'm not against the idea of using acupuncture, which has been more and more popular and supported now.
If you end up with a sore lower back, most of these injuries will resolve on their own with about 48 hours of rest. Over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medications for those who are able to take them, and applying ice or heat often helps too. But if back pain lingers more than a few days, alternative therapies can be your next line of defense. And weather is next. Meteorologist Brian Briggs is here with us.
Yep, and not a great day to do any gardening with those storms moving in. That'll also be the case for our Father's Day as well. Time out when those storms will be returning to the Arklamiss. All that and more when NBC 10 News at 6 continues.
I'm behind on payments, and I'm afraid they're going to garnish my paycheck. What do I do?
Stay calm and call Sam. Let's stop the garnishments before they start, because bankruptcy isn't what we do. It's all we do. Call Sam.
This is it. It's the summer sales event going on now at Sparks Nissan in Monroe. Get huge summer savings on every new Nissan model, like a new 2019 Nissan Altima with emergency braking, rear camera, and power driver's seat. Now only $21,999, or just $339 down, $339 a month. New Rogue Sport SUVs with blind spot sensor, rear camera, and Bluetooth. Only $20,699. This is it. Your chance to save big. Now at Sparks Nissan in Monroe, and drivesparks.com today.
Don't lose sleep over the cost of a mattress. Come to American Mattress Outlet in West Monroe. We have top quality brands at outlet prices. Kings, queens, twins, it's all here at American Mattress Outlet, where you don't have to go into debt for a great night's sleep.
Get the 6-minute advantage with the live Storm Tracker Doppler radar on NBC 10, keeping you and your family safe. Brought to you by E. Orem Young Law, the bankruptcy specialist.
It's the one big sale at Stage Stores. Starting Thursday, save an extra 50% on select styles with coupon. And just in time for Dad's Day, buy one, get two free men's apparel and take 25% off select Nike. Our Stage community of stores, where saving big is always in style.
Up for anything? Nissan is. And Nissan SUVs have advanced tech to help guide you to the perfect spot. Stay connected. And take any trail. Nissan SUVs. Up for whatever you are. For a limited time, save up to $3,500 or get a low $199 per month lease on the 2019 Rogue.
Stage Store's One Big Sale makes it super easy to surprise Dad with great savings on Father's Day gifts. Starting Thursday, men's apparel is buy one, get two free. And take an extra 50% off lots more. Our Stage community of stores, where saving big is always in style.
I've Storm Tracker Doppler Radar, sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, good Saturday evening to you. Hopefully you enjoyed the nice weather before those storms rolled in, and they've been kind of going on over the last couple hours or so. You can see by our tower cam, this is looking off towards the west, and we were seeing some more organized storms off in that direction, but now they're kind of squeezing in and fizzling out. They're essentially raining themselves out right now, and they won't be an issue for much longer. But that has cooled our temperatures down to about the middle 80s. We're sitting at 84 degrees here in the Twin Cities, but that dew point is at 72 degrees. So very, very humid out there. You can see kind of where those storms are rolling through. They've been moving up from the south and continue to move northward. You can see that mainly locations along in south of I-20 in the 80s and even some of us in the upper 70s. But look at that, southern Arkansas still in the lower 90s. So a little bit toasty for those folks up there. But more showers and thunderstorms could be possible as long as the sun is up. Our live storm tracker Doppler radar brought to you by Orem Young, showing some of that shower and thunderstorm activity. We were seeing an organized line mainly to the south earlier, which has moved north, but you can see really not showing too much. So this activity is really kind of falling apart, and we're just kind of getting out of that time of the day where we don't see it. But chance is still there. This is really interesting. You can see this developed as a sea breeze front off the Gulf Coast and has moved northward, and we have kind of an active upper level jet stream over us as well, and you can see off towards the west. That is our next wave that we will be watching, that will be coming in for Father's Day, bringing more showers and thunderstorms and even the possibility for some severe weather. So let's see what Future Tracker has to offer here. What we need to keep an eye on is what this complex does. So some of the models are kind of all over the place with regards to what this actually does, and it has it off to our northwest for Father's Day morning. Now, if it is in that spot, we'll get a lot of sunshine in the morning to kind of destabilize the atmosphere, and that will lead to more showers and thunderstorms developing mainly after the noon hour. So Future Tracker does pick up on that. I think this complex is going to be a little bit further east. It will be over us, and I believe we will have showers and thunderstorms continuing through much of the day for Father's Day. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people are probably going to be out and about doing Father's Day things, and those storms will be out and maybe putting some dampeners on those plans. So, but if you decide to go out, just make sure you're staying weather aware. There will be lots of lightning in addition to heavy rain, so just be careful with that. Even with that as well, there is a low-end chance of severe weather. So about a marginal risk, and about a 1 out of 5. So that'll be mainly damaging winds and maybe some marginally severe hail, but we shouldn't see widespread severe weather. I think we'll have a lot of storms. They just really won't be too strong. But just keep that in mind. The risk is there for the afternoon and the evening for Father's Day. So checking in on the Mississippi River level. Again, we're kind of sitting at major flood stage, but as we get towards the end of the week, we will somewhat slightly dip below that value and eventually head in the right direction, which is some good news. For tonight, though, really not going to be cooling off too much due to that increase in moisture that we have. Lows only dropping into the middle 70s for us, and that'll be the case for the vast majority of the ARC limits tonight. So hot and humid one on tap, and then for our Father's Day, it is not looking so great. We have lots of showers and thunderstorms to go around, mainly afternoon. So morning looks fine for some of those activities, but I'd say later in the day is when you'd run into those showers and thunderstorms, and warm temperatures as well, but not too hot for this time of year with all things being considered. So as I mentioned before, just make sure you stay weather aware through the day tomorrow. The unsettled pattern remains through the majority of the 7-day forecast here, and but the good news is by the time we get to the weekend, we will see high pressure settling back in. Temperatures will be in the lower 90s, and we'll be able to get rid of those rain chances.
Thank you, Brian. When we come back, Arkansas looks to get their College Baseball World Series run started off with a win tonight as they take on Florida State. We'll have an update on how the Hogs are doing. Plus, a couple NBA players stopped by Ruston today to put on a very special basketball camp. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. Sports is up next.
Honey, this Geek Speed internet is ridiculously fast.
We are seriously keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Fords. Keeping up with the Garcias. The Romeros.
Tells. Willands.
Right. No one's gonna have internet like this.
Xfinity makes keeping up with the Joneses simple, easy, awesome. Check out Gig Speed Internet or any of our other amazing speed options. Get started now for as low as $20 a month for 12 months. Plus, see how you can save hundreds when you get internet and mobile together. Click, call, or visit a store today.
This is the Durabit of the all-new Chevy Silverado.
That is huge.
It offers a built-in 120-volt outlet.
Wow.
Plug that in for me.
Oh, holy smoke.
And the all-new Silverado has more trim levels than any other pickup.
Oh, wow.
There's something for all of us.
It's time to upgrade.
Get 0% financing for 72 months or get a total value of over $8,700 on this all-new Silverado. See your Super Chevy dealer today.
News, weather, and sports. Follow us on the KTVE NBC 10 KARD Fox 14 Facebook page.
At Interstate Honda, you'll find the hottest deals on our hottest models. It's our summer sales event. A Santa Fe is now $26,880. A Hyundai Tucson, just $21,880. An Ioniq Hybrid, $5,000 off. A Kona, $17,880. A Veloster, $15,880. Or an Elantra, $15,880. And an Accent, only $13,880. Shop 24/7 at InterstateHonda.com. Your hot deals are here because it doesn't take a big payday to buy at Interstate Hyundai in West Monroe.
An average filter inside your home can catch about 8% of what goes through it. A professional grade filter can catch up to 85% of what goes through it. For more tips, visit our quick tips page at jillysac.com.
Get your mower going. Head out to the high grass. Wash your lawn and garden. Get the tools to do it fast.
Parts, lawn equipment, and friendly service.
Now, your local sports with Spencer Tillis.
Arkansas's college baseball World Series run started today as the Hogs squared off against Florida State, looking to move one step closer to being crowned national champs. Now, they are just getting underway over in Omaha. Still scoreless right now in the top of the first. Big thing is the winner of this one now will face Michigan after they upset Texas Tech on the other side of the bracket. That game likely to be on Monday. Well, for most kids growing up, once school is out, life is all about cartoons, family trips, and of course, summer camps. Justin Holiday knows all about that, as way before he was scoring baskets in the NBA, he was just a kid growing up in Ruston, going to Hillcrest Elementary School. And today, he made his yearly trip back to host his third annual holiday basketball camp.
I mean, this is a humbling experience for me, really. I know that I was blessed with this job to be able to give back, to be able to reach out to kids, to be able to speak to them and to give them a place to be able to come and not just play basketball, but learn how to go about life, learn and understand that you can be anything you want to be.
Around 150 kids made their way over to the Louisiana Tech Intramural Center Saturday morning to learn some basketball tips from some of the game's best. Coaches and players from both Tech and Grambling State helped run drills and teach the fundamentals of the game. And this year, the kids got an added special guest when the camp turned into a family affair after Aaron Holiday came to help out.
Just coming to these camps, working with older guys, I guess, when I was younger, it just helped me, I guess, grow a little faster, mature a little faster. I mean, a lot of these things are really like top-level stuff, like NBA-level stuff, so just trying to take that home and just work on it every day and just help me out.
Now, you would think for a kid, the best part of these camps has got to be the chance to hang out with NBA players. But as it turns out, that's just part of what makes them so much fun.
For me, it was dribbling and passing.
I like basketball because it's like very fun to like shoot the ball into hoops, and it's like very fun to like dribble.
It's really cool. We did rebounding and ball handling, took pictures and played, talk with the basketball players.
And I think I'm gonna be good at it, and I want to be famous, and when I grow up, I really want to be a basketball player in the world.
The best part of this camp is the fact that it's the gift that keeps on giving. Holiday planned for the camp to be a fundraiser for the Louisiana Boys and Girls Club, giving kids like this the opportunity for guidance, not just today, but year-round.
This community needs help, something like the Boys and Girls Club, to help them, with direction, put them in a good position, a positive place every day. And I just want to be able to give back to this community because it means so much to me.
Obviously, family is a big part of my life, and just to see us come back and just help out, that's awesome. It just makes me want to go out and help others.
And while every kid today got to leave with a camp shirt, a few memories, and even a signed personal picture with them and Justin, the goal was for them to leave with something much more valuable. The belief that through hard work, anything is possible.
I'm like a normal person making the NBA. I didn't get drafted. You know, I got cut 4 times. To understand that, you can make it anything. It doesn't matter if you get knocked down or not, but you'll have a chance.
That is going to be it for sports. We'll have another look at your forecast coming.
The Twin City Mayor's Committee on Disabilities is holding a fundraising banquet to recognize our scholarship recipients and to honor individuals and businesses that advocate for the disabled in Ouachita Parish. Join us July 16th, 6 to 9 p.m. in the West Monroe Convention Center. Get your tickets today.
You're not holding it by the legs, are you?
No, I'm not.
Gorilla Glue.
Of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong and versatile, even outdoors, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Want a relaxing pedicure?
Relaxing pedicure? My feet get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my feet back.
It all felt like a dream. The years felt like a breeze as they passed us by.
The 2019 Toyota Highlander. The best seats in the house.
Right now, get $2,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a sophisticated new 2019 Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm John Dennison. Want a better sex life, more energy, mental sharpness, or lean muscle? Those are just a few benefits of testosterone pellet therapy. Dr. Victor Zuckerman at Professional Laser Center in Monroe is an expert in hormone replacement. He prefers pellets for a steady release of hormone over several months without the peaks and valleys from injections. Pellets are comfortably placed under the skin and results can be felt within days. I should know. I switched to testosterone pellets months ago. What are you waiting for?
LSU Tiger fans, it's time to get up and go. Get in the game and get the inside stories on Go Nation. Sunday night at 11:30 on NBC 10. Sponsored by Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys.
Warning that just popped up in the last 5 minutes or so for portions of Claiborne, Jackson, and Lincoln parishes, mainly for some 60-mile-an-hour damaging straight-line winds and maybe some quarter-size hail with that. That goes until about, I believe, 6:45 tonight. So just keep in mind, if you're in those parishes, there is a strong storm in your area. More unstable weather is moving into southern Arkansas. They'll see the storms tonight, and then more for our Father's Day as well.
Thank you, Brian. That's it for us tonight. We'll see you right back here tonight at 10.